Hey, I'm right back with another video. It's 4:05 p.m. Friday afternoon, May 25th, 2018. Time is going by so fast. Like, I just can't believe how quickly this month is flying by. Actually, this whole year is flying by. Excuse me, I have to move this here. I gotta put some tea in the kettle here, so I'm just kind of moving around here and there. So anyway, I wanted to give you an update on what's going on with me. I had a job interview. I was called in for a job interview yesterday after applying for a particular position. And, I spoke with the lady on the phone yesterday, and she wanted me to come in for a test. Now, I've had situations in the past where, I've wasted my time going to job interviews and taking tests, and doing very well on the test, mind you, and then not hearing anything from these. And oftentimes it's part of the harassment, which I'm not interested in doing. So I asked her very politely over the phone yesterday, I said, is that required for everyone? Because I just wanted to make sure, because I don't like being singled out, because that's happened to me before. I don't want to have to deal with harassment anymore. I want to move on from all of this. So she's like, yeah, it is. And so I said, well, I'll come in for the interview, and then we'll talk about the test later. She said, well, I guess the testing is contingent upon your hiring. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So then I get an email, saying that was posted at 5 o'clock yesterday, saying that she was basically in a roundabout way counseling my interview. And so I showed up today because, if somebody's it's an urgent issue and they're going to cancel an interview with you, you would think that they would call you to make sure that you get the email. I don't deal with email a lot because, well, for good reason. When you're a targeted individual, you don't know what's up and what's down anymore. You don't. And so I'm not, I was just a little shaken by this afternoon because I don't like any weird, inconsistent behavior when it comes to job interviews. Not at all. Only because I'm tired of being harassed. I'm tired of being in this situation. I didn't ask for it. The employers who got involved in this are the ones who are responsible. And yet I'm the one who's dealing with all this drama that, I don't want any part of. I don't want any part of it. So I'm just basically saying to Karen Johnson and all these other people who somehow attach themselves to me, please make sure this doesn't happen again. I don't know if that girl was, trying to harass me, but then again, you never know. And so I'm in a situation where, I have to get myself out of this rut, and I was placed in a position that I didn't ask to be in, I think people are very intrigued with this whole situation, but I'm boggled by it. And I don't really just care to discuss my personal life or want to have my personal life intertwined with my work life. And that's my right to be that way. So I get very frustrated when I deal with this sort of stuff. I mean, maybe she was legit. Maybe she was. Maybe this whole interview thing was correct. And this person really did cancel at the last minute. But when you're a targeted individual and you've dealt with this for so many times, who can you trust? And it just gets to be very frustrating, especially when you're in this situation where you're kind of sludging along and you're hoping that your life picks up, because this is just insane. It's insane what I have to go through on a daily basis. So for the people who are watching this, who are a part of this whole thing, please don't waste my time. Don't waste my time. I don't have time for it, especially dealing with all the things I had to go through. You can't understand what this does to a person on a psychological level. I feel threatened when people do things like this. I mean, like I said, I don't know where she's coming from. I have no idea. None whatsoever. But I do know that when people call you up, like right afterwards, you send off a resume or something, it does kind of make me feel a little suspicious, but you never know. I don't want people, like, manipulating my life or choosing my jobs or anything. All of this stuff should have, like I mentioned before, should have never happened. But, I had no idea what was going on with all this. And I'm basically being swept up in a big ball of confusion that other people created. that I had no idea of what was going on at all. Now, as far as the cute guy is concerned, well, I really do think the cute guy is great, but, I have to get on with my life regardless, okay? I can't sit here and my life doesn't revolve around who I'm going to be with, or who, if I'm, whatever. I have to move on with my life. And I feel as though this whole issue is stagnating my life to the point of where I'm just completely, like, flattened by all of it. And then I'm very resentful towards my family for being involved in my employment in the first place. Should have never happened. So anyway, I'm just saying to Karen Johnson, Steve Murray, these people who've spread this shit like wildfire, it's their responsibility to clean it up. I don't have any more patience for this. I don't. I know that my life has significantly changed in ways that I didn't ask for it to. I wanted to have my ability to go on and do what I wanted to do in my life, and I should have that ability to do that. I mean, before, like, when I left back in 2014, I kept thinking, this stuff is getting really crazy. I don't understand what's going on. So I figure I'd pick up and move and try to my luck somewhere else, because I'm serious. I want a stable life. And what is wrong with that? Why am I constantly being picked apart for something that everyone should have a right to have, So I don't want any more harassing interviews. I don't want to be targeted of this bullshit. I didn't ask for it. Who should be targeted are the people who started this crap, because I don't want it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to have to encounter weird people. I don't want to deal with unprofessional interviews. I don't want, none of it makes sense. The reason why it doesn't make sense is because people are doing things in a way that they shouldn't be doing, okay? And they're involving me, and against my will. I don't want to be involved with anything that anybody wants me to do without me having some sort of consent to it. And I don't like things being done behind the scenes. And it's understandable, because look what it does to me. I'm in a situation where I'm struggling financially. I didn't bring that on myself. I didn't. None of that is my fault, And it's like it's all these other people's fault. So where's my money? Where's my compensation? I can't even, like, understand how these people could even sleep at night is how I feel, because when you do something like this to someone and you put them in a situation like this, and then you put them in a situation and where other people who are around it kind of want to pick up on the harassment. The harassment doesn't make any sense. Seeing as how I don't have anything to apologize for. I don't have anything to feel bad about. I didn't do anything wrong. And yet these people who are the wrongdoers, who are basically the criminals, are the ones who get off scot-free. And I'm the one who has to struggle financially for it, It doesn't make any sense. So I don't want weird interviews or people wasting my time, which I've said that many times before. I want my life to kind of pick up and be happy again, because I'm living a reality that I would never ask for. I would never ask for this. I would never ask to be put in a situation like this to where, other people are manipulating my life. That's bullshit. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have anybody do that, period, So I would really appreciate it for you to clean it up. I don't care how long it takes. I mean, obviously, this is something you did. You took it upon yourself to start having people arrange my things, and you allowed this to happen. Why? It's obviously against the law. Why am I the one who's suffering for it? Anyway, wrapping up this video, I'm trying to relax this weekend. I don't want to take on too much responsibility as far as the house. I already have my house clean. Everything's great, as far as my house. I could dust a little bit, but other than that, I'm trying to take it easy. I don't want to have any more emotional upsets. Okay, being called in for job interviews, people flaking out, it's bullshit. You know what I mean? It's like, there's a lack of professionalism in this sort of behavior. I have every right to be concerned about being mistreated in a job interview. I mean, I'm willing to take tests, but if I'm being called in for tests just to have my time wasted, then that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Because it's happened before. And it was just somebody bringing me in just to be doing this. I don't have the time for it. I don't have the time or the money for that kind of crap. So Karen Johnson, Steve Murray, you know, you can spread crap all over the town, all over the state, all over the country in a very quick, expedient manner. Fix it in an expedient manner. Wrapping up this video, have a wonderful weekend.